Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the virtual reading series. I'm glad to be with you all today. So as way of an announcement, today happens to be the 6th anniversary of the ThisWomansWords website. And so I'm super excited to be spending my anniversary with you all today. I'm looking forward to you all meeting Airreia Pierce, who's going to talk to us about her BEARY series, which is absolutely wonderful. And I'm excited for you to see one of her books that she'll be sharing with us today. Before we get to meet Airreia, I want to talk to you about a literacy resource highlight. So this week's literacy resource highlight is Alamance Partnership for Children. For my Alamance County folks, you all should be familiar with this agency. So Alamance Partnership for Children offers all types of things. They offer the Incredible Years parenting classes, but they also offer different camps, after school programs and things like that, where they help children with all kinds of things, but they also help parents. So I encourage you to visit their website, learn more about what they're offering, and get your name either on their newsletter or on their sign-up list for the various opportunities that they have. Their website is www.alamanchechildren.org, and I'll make sure to put that in the comments so that you'll be able to access it easily. And now we have a wonderful person on the screen with me, so I want you all to meet Miss Airreia Pierce. And she's here today with us to share one of her books in a several book series that we will get to learn more about today. And so now I'm going to introduce you all to our wonderful new author so that you all can welcome her to our community. Airreia Faith Pierce is a native of Greensboro, North Carolina, so right next door. She's a wife, a mother, an educator, and an author. Her relationship with God and growth and intimacy are most important to her. She is a doctoral student at Walden University in reading and literacy and holds a master's and bachelor's degree in human development and family studies. So that means soon we're going to have to call her Dr. Specifically in birth kindergarten education. Her passions include reading, writing, painting, and spending time in nature. She has authored 3 nonfiction Christian books, a faith-based children's book series, and currently writes for a blog, viewing writing as her calling. She has loved bears since she was a little girl, which is an inspiration behind her latest work. And so without further ado, future Dr. Pierce, we're going to speak that into existence. I am going to turn it over to you to share your screen and read to our community.
Yes, thank you, Sharia, for having me on today. It's a pleasure on this wonderful Saturday. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And today's one of the selections is from my series is called I Am Very Precious. So I am going to share my screen so that you can be able to access it. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Should be coming up pretty soon. Let's see. Is it sharing on your end? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. All right. So I Am Very Precious. And it's written by me, Airreia Faith Pierce, illustrated by Blueberry Illustrations. I am very precious. I am Teacup Bear. I am very precious. I love my brown fuzzy ears and my 2 big furry feet. I love the way my eyes shine big and my 2 missing front teeth. I even love my dimples when I smile bright. I love to wear my glasses so that I have better sight. I do not look like any other bear, but I know I'm precious. At school, the bears can be mean and say words not true. Inside, I know my father made me, and he made you too. So when I look in the mirror, I love what I see. I am very precious, just being me. Others were given in exchange for you. I traded their lives for yours because you are precious to me. You are honored and I love you. Isaiah 43:4. And this is a child's prayer. Jesus, help me to see how precious I am to you. And this next section, it actually ends there, but in the book, this actually goes into a parent section. So I'll explain that a little bit more.
All right. So go ahead and talk to us about that parent section so our parents and our caregivers know what to expect.
Okay, so in the book, it's very unique how I did the book. So again, my book is really targeting the earlier years, so birth up to 6 years old. So of course, I was keeping in mind attention span, definitely keeping in mind literacy features like rhyming words, and keeping in mind some sight words as well for those who are learning how to read, early literacy skills. So that's why it's formatted in that way. But in the back of the book is a unique feature. It's just for parents. So when you get to that page after the devotional part, after the scripture and then the prayer for children, it leads to, it's called Reflection of Memories. And so every book in the series has a section like that. And it's more so I share from my personal experience a mama bear memory that I have. And then I'm encouraging other parents to make that connection with me as parents. And it's not just for mama bears, papa bears too, grandparents, or teachers, but just to have that moment of reflection. I have some questions so that individuals can be able to reflect. And there's also a journal in the back of the book so that they also can be able to write down some of those experiences that they are seeing in their children's life as they are growing and developing.
And so that turns the book into like a keepsake almost.
Correct. And the purpose is to become, like you said, a keepsake. And I believe that books are treasures and you can pass these down to even when they have their own children one day. So then they can share some of these, it's like they're writing their own story. So then they can share some of these stories with their children and keep it going for generations.
I love that. And so for those of you who have known me since birth, what year that was, but birth, y'all know who y'all are. You know that I have always loved bears. And future Dr. Pierce and I were talking about belt bears.
Yes.
So if you're old enough to remember
yes.
belt bears with the year on the foot,
yes.
That we had a very lively conversation about this, right? So Dr. Pierce, talk to us about your love for bears.
Yes, so my love for bears, it goes back as far as I can remember as a young girl. My dad, we would always play this game in the house called Where's My Baby Bear? And so I would ride his neck. So he was like the papa bear and I was baby bear. And I would get on his neck. We did it almost every day. And I would ride his neck. And then at the end, he would always be trying to look for me. And then he would pretend like he didn't know where I was. But then at the end, he would look in the mirror and there I was. There's my baby bear. But I've always been like, that's been a gift, like the belt bears. I just received so many bears. I even still to this day, I have two of my childhood bears. I named them Paws and Snuggles. I still have them. I share them with my kids. So bears have been a very important part of my life. And I brought that even into my classroom with my children, just a huge part of my life.
I love it. And so my mom was also a teacher. She's retired now. And when I felt like I had outgrown my belt bears because there were several of them because I was getting older. She took them to her classroom. It had like an area for her kids.
Yes.
It snuggled with the bears. And so they still did not get thrown away. The bears,
right. And it provides like that social emotional piece, like that comfort. Because we used to have like a cozy section in pre-K. And I'd have some of the bears be over there so they, if they want to hug, they can hug a bear. So it's definitely, it's helpful.
I love that. So we were talking and you told me that you have 6 books.
Yes, ma'am.
BEARY series. And so I want you to talk to us about why these particular attributes that are talked about in each book are so important for our children.
Yes, so it's important. I look at early childhood, even as a whole. Early childhood is the first 5-6 years of a child's life is most critical to the foundation of development as they grow. So considering that, it's important in what we're investing and pouring into our children at an early age, because as they grow, they've already developed a sense of their self-concept, who they are. And then as you can see, you have so many images that they are faced with, like such as on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all these different social media platforms that are pretty much kind of showing, individuals like who to be, and it's not really always reality. And so it's important that they know at their core who they are and whose they are. So just really thinking about the identity, we think about with early childhood, we focus on the literacy, we focus on the cognitive, the language, we focus on the physical, the social, emotional aspects. But then also I'm really pointing at it's important to look at the spiritual foundation as well, and knowing that that's a part of who they are as a whole child. It's the holistic aspect. And so if they really know their identity, you cannot take that from a child. And so it's important that they know that they're loving, that they can be loving, that they are precious, that they are smart, that they are honest, that they are brave, that they are special. So just knowing that, even when there are certain situations, because we know as children, you're still learning, but it doesn't take away from speaking life. I believe that there is life and death in the tongue. And I believe that there's power in speaking those things, even if they're not yet, but speaking those things. So I say that because my daughter, she had struggled with being honest, but I still speak that. I say, you are honest. I want you to say, I am honest, because you can learn about those qualities or characteristics as not so desirable, but you can speak that and they can learn, like, I am honest, and they begin to see it, and it will manifest over time. So that's very important that they do understand that at an early age about their identity.
I love that. And I just want you to know that I see my cousins and my sorority sisters in the comments throwing up hearts. And I'm pretty sure for my cousin, Latangela, I see you. She operates a childcare facility. And so I know that these are traits that she's, typically trying to instill in those,
right,
whether they're at her facility or whether they're at home,
right?
To let them know that those traits are important and that there's space for them to be there.
Exactly.
So I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yes, thank you.
Going to be more books?
Yes, ma'am. I'm working on the next 2 books, and that's my little boy in the background. But I'm working on the next 2, and can you wave? I'm working on the next 2 that I hope to release in the fall. And I'm actually working on like a book for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it'll be should be published around that time.
Wonderful, wonderful. So y'all make sure to check back. I'm going to be dropping future Dr. Pierce's information in the comments. And so you all make sure to subscribe to her website so you can get updates about the books, and check out her social media so that when those books drop, you can get them. I'll also be sharing links to help you purchase the existing books. So remember that there are 6. So that's 6 good presents for somebody. Just saying,
Yes, 6 good presents.
Especially if they happen to love bears, right?
Yes.
So my generation, we had the Bernstein bears.
Yes.
I will have these bears, right? So that's important because we learned a lot of lessons from the Bernstein bears.
Yes, we did.
All right. And so our last question is a 2-part question. So the first part is, where can people find you on social media? And the second part is, how can they purchase your books and or support you?
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook. They can connect with me on my personal page, Airreia Pierce, AIRREIA PIERCE. I also have a group page for my books, The Bare Necessities of Life. So you can look that up. And then I'm also on Instagram. They can find me at Airreia Pierce, or also at The Bare Necessities _ of_life_series. And then of course, you can find me www.airreia.com, and that allows you to see everything. I have a separate website just for the Bare Necessities of Life series that's attached on there. But then I'm also an adult author. I've written 3 other works on there, so you can find out more about that as well on there.
All right, so you all have a variety of ways to support future Dr. Pierce.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, her name is now future Dr. Pierce.
Yes, I receive it. Thank you. And I'm almost at the very end.
Okay,
I was working on my dissertation this summer. So
by the time we get those books at Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's going to be Dr. Pierce.
I receive it.
That's what she's saying. Okay. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Airreia, I want to thank you for being here with us and talking to us about the bare necessities. Y'all keep an eye on this Facebook post. I will be putting all the different links in the comments and all the different accounts that Airreia was talking about. I'll put those in the comments so y'all have direct links. Y'all make sure to support her book. Make sure that you're getting these books for our kids, but also make sure that you're talking to your schools or your public libraries about possibly getting the books there as well, so that other children in the community can access them, maybe that aren't yet school age. So thank you again, future Dr. Pierce, for being here with us today. Happy anniversary to This Woman's Words. Thank you all for
Thank you.
And I will make sure to see you all next Saturday at 10 a.m. for our last installment of the March 2023 virtual reading series, where we are celebrating National Reading Month. You all have a great day. Bye.
Bye.